I usually use mayonnaise when I'm going to toast my bread. I just like the flavor and the texture, and also it sort of stops the juice from anything you're going to put on it from soaking up really fast. You can do this in a broiler, but generally right on the pan. If you got a small pan, you just need to hold on there and that'll brown it. And the catfish, I almost always get the pre-seasoned catfish because it always tastes pretty good. They've got the seasoning down, so if it works, it works. And it's usually been seasoned for a little while, so it has the flavor pretty well socked into the fish. I almost always get an extra avocado if I need one, because so often you'll open one up and it's got a big old brown bruise in there. So it's a good idea to grab two if you only need one. And if they're on sale, grab a hard one and a medium hard one and a soft one, and then you can use them over the next couple days. Slice those up. Look at my bread. Really what I just want to do is have a nice crust. That's what we're after. Now I can throw my fish in there. I like to cook the catfish pretty fast. Actually, I like to cook most of my fish pretty quickly. So I usually do pretty high heat, and I put the lid on it. By putting the lid on it, it's sort of like a little oven, so we've got the heat coming from down from the top as well as from the bottom. Do some tomato slices. And some red onion. If you want, you can saute the red onions if you want a little extra caramel flavor on the onions. I personally love raw red onions, so save that for our vegetable medley. You can use some other fish, but for the price of catfish and the fact that you're putting it in a sandwich and stuff, it's really your best option in my opinion. You could do this with salmon if you liked, or cod. Almost anything you use for fish and chips would work. So it's going pretty fast, and even though I don't have any oil in there, you'll see there's a lot of moisture that came out of it. Now you can layer both the bottom and the top. And if you're going to set them out for a while and good afternoon, how are you? If you're going to set them out for a while, you know, for say 10 or 15 minutes, people are going to be eating away. By having something under the catfish will stop the juice from really getting the bread too moist. These are pretty thick pieces. If you, got spice in the eye. They'll do their thing. If you wanted to speed it up, slice the fish at an angle, and that way, just because it's thinner sliced, you'll see that this will just cook in a couple minutes because it's just not very much thickness, and we've got all that heat. Oops. Take a couple minutes, maybe a minute or two max on each side, and it'll be done by doing it this way. Of course, the thicker the fish, the longer it's going to take. Whenever I do sea bass, they almost always come in big chunks, and the outside can get cooked too much and the inside not. So it's usually better to butterfly really thick pieces of fish. Nice thing about sea bass is it has its own natural oils in there that are make it pretty rich, so it's hard to dry sea bass out. But I do that with even a salmon steak. Actually, I'll throw those onions under this piece. Give that another minute. And our lid. Go ahead and put some avocado on. You could make up some guacamole if you wanted to. And I have some cilantro. Cilantro goes good with the spicy catfish. Just take this off, put it on a plate, and catfish is pretty much done. Huh? Yeah. It's easy to make, that's the best part. Retrieve our onions out of there. I'll often get a piece of fish like this way up to temperature, frying like heck, and then I got to saute something else. So just turn it off, and it'll cook just right. Catfish on there. You can see how moist it is. We've double onioned this one, so we'll have both the caramelized and the fresh. There's nothing wrong with that. And now, if you want, you can, for your friends, if you're having company over, serve it like this, open-faced, just because it's going to be prettier. And there you go. There's your catfish sandwich.